Hi everyone, good morning. Thank you so much for tuning in. And today I have another special guest, and she's one of my gorgeous colleagues. And the sweet one as well. So, before I let her introduce herself, I am so happy and thank you, Sophia, for saying yes that I can interview you. Thank you so much for the privilege of your time. And kids, you're gonna love her. I assure you that one. So, without further ado, Miss Sophia, can you introduce yourself?
Yeah. Hi everyone, I'm Sophia Ellis and I do public programming and exhibitions here at the library.
Okay, so she's really one of the busiest ones. So I'm very thankful when she said to me, when I asked her, I said, "Can I do an interview with you?" And when she said yes, oh my goodness, it just went on top of the roof. When she said yes, I will do it. So with that said, here we go for my questions. So, Sophia, do you love to read?
Absolutely, I love to read.
Okay.
Yes, I have been reading most of my life,
Oh.
and when I am at home and it's raining outside, or I am by myself, or there's any free time, I always have a book in my hand.
Oh, wow. That's how should I can't even think of the term. That's a dedicated one. Very dedicated because even when it rains, nobody can stop me. I am reading, whether you like it or not. Yeah, that is so good. I mean, that's really a good one. I love that. I love that one. So, as far as you can remember, how old were you when you started reading?
I come from a family of teachers.
Ooh.
A lot of my aunts and uncles taught kindergarten. They taught through sixth grade, and my aunt was reading with me or teaching me how to learn words. Probably by the time I was 2, I remember reading, maybe like reading by myself.
yourself.
Yeah, maybe at 4 or 5, where I could hold it and read it.
Oh wow, that's really young as well. So kids, if you're starting to read, at this age, it's not, I mean, if you're older, it's not too late, but if you have done it younger, it's better. Yeah, so.
And it was also my mom, who is from Trinidad. She wasn't able to, she didn't read that well before she got to the United States. And her and I, she was like teaching me to read while she was also teaching herself to read too, which was really
awesome.
beautiful. Yeah.
So parents, you can read with your kids. That's really a good one. It's not an excuse that you will say, I don't know how to read. So kids, you can teach your parents while you can learn at the same time with your kids while. Well, thank you for that one. That's really a thumbs up, a double thumbs up. So like you said, is there any book that you remember when your mom, even though when she came here, was there a time that she did read to you or not at all?
Yes, there was large chunks of my like when I was in school. My parents didn't read to me before bed, because the things that were said before bed were stories without. They were oral stories.
Oh wow!
And not necessarily books.
Books, yeah. I remember my parents, grandparents did that one as well, and in fact, those are even like books they already know. I mean, stories they know, and they act it out, kind of like that. So, like the Three Little Pigs is the best one for me because of the wolf. And then, but did your aunt, like you mentioned, your aunt reads to you, but did they do that to you at bedtime as well?
My aunt did. And what's really, really, really beautiful is I've carried with me. So I live in Providence now, but I'm from Florida, and I've lived in multiple different places. I've taken this book called Where the Sidewalk Ends by Shel Silverstein that she used to read to me when I was little, and she wrote for when you're feeling stuck. She wrote that into the book, and I have that, and I have it with me, and yeah.
Yeah, that is so cute. That's cool. So, now, when you were little, did you remember, do you have any characters that you like? You know how when we were growing up, we have characters or like Disney characters or favorite Marvel, you know, any, what do you call this one, superheroes that you like? Not necessarily a superhero like Marvel, but maybe a person or somebody, you know?
Yeah. Okay, so if we're thinking about a character in a book, I think I really, when I was little, I really liked Rainbow Fish.
Oh, okay.
And then characters when I got older, I don't know if this is something that is still around, but there was this show, and it was called Hey Arnold.
I've heard of it.
It was a show on Nickelodeon. I loved all the characters.
I've seen the rerun.
Yes.
Okay.
And obviously, I also really like Sandy Cheeks from SpongeBob.
Ooh, of course. Who doesn't love SpongeBob? I love SpongeBob.
Because like Sandy was this squirrel underground in this like crazy world with this like spacesuit on. I always thought that was really
But she's the smart one.
Yes.
Okay. Just so you know, take note. It was just like there was this just sharing this one. There was especially this one episode that I like when SpongeBob became a stand-up comedian, and he had asked Sandy to come. So Sandy was there, and his joke was, how many times does it take a squirrel to change a light bulb, something like that, and then Sandy got offended, and things have changed, like, you know. But that was one of the ones that I really like with Sandy. But she's really one of the smart ones. I really love her. So, but I guess that answers the questions of what qualities in Sandy that you like.
Yeah, I enjoyed Sandy because, you know, like there were times when you're growing up where you don't really feel like you belong sometimes, you know, maybe with family or you're in a new environment. And Sandy was not just really adaptable to like this new world that she was in. She was also someone who was able to create connections in this new world. So it was a really, like, you know, why is a squirrel under the sea?
Exactly.
But also, why not?
Yeah, exactly. She was really one of the best. I think they are all good characters, from SpongeBob, Patrick, Squidward,
Grumpy Squidward,
and Sandy. I think, and even the snail Gary.
Oh, Gary! Oh my gosh!
I love them all.
As the cat.
Yeah, exactly. But it was a snail. I was like, but it was in a weird way. But it's Mr. Krabs, Plankton, and Plankton's wife, the computer. They're all. I mean, I guess you kids have seen SpongeBob, and probably you loved it as well.
Yeah.
So. Now, is there, when you were growing up, not necessarily when you were young, is there any word that you kind of, I'm not saying live by, that you go with, a quote maybe, or a proverb that you kind of, like, it's not a mantra, but kind of like all the time you say something about, like that?
I think the biggest thing that has helped me is saying I am not afraid. Because there's so many times where you have to go and speak in front of people, or you have to do a really hard task, or maybe it's even something, a conversation you need to have with somebody else. And this is something I learned from my therapist too. It was the saying that I am not afraid. And then that's sort of localized on myself and my internal being. And then the other one is we are all walking each other home. And so to me, when you say that to somebody, we are all walking each other home, that's something that brings us together. We're on this this path and this journey trying to like get as much as we can from this world that we live in a way that's not, you know, we're not taking, but like connection. So
yeah. Oh, I love that one. Like, be not afraid. You know, you are not afraid. I mean, you can do anything, but in a way, I kind of tie it on MJ's karate. They always say, yes, I can. Like, anything you can do. So it's kind of similar that I'm gonna take it with me that I'm not afraid, and the yes, I can. Yeah, I love that one, combining. And that's why I like this interview really, because I'm learning things from you and learning things from the people I have interviewed, the knowledge they have, and it's nice to incorporate and being able to take the best out of it. And surprisingly, when you say that, I could not even believe that you're scared or shy to talk to people. When it's really amazing, because if you hear her talk, you could not say that that's a girl that's afraid. There's no way. She's really awesome.
I'm not afraid.
Yeah, because she's not afraid. So kids, don't be afraid, okay? So you should have to think that you're not afraid, and if you're not afraid, you can do anything. Yeah, but the good ones, okay? Not robbing banks or anything, because you're not afraid. Well, anyway, kidding aside, so I know you have said that you know, you're not afraid and walk home together and stuff like that, but is there any encouragement that you have that you can give to the kids aside from that one, if you have any?
Yeah. So something that I've learned is I sometimes have conversations with my little self, my small Sophia.
Yeah.
And the thing that I always like to say, you know, to reflect and say back to either my nieces or nephews, or if I'm talking to my younger self, is that there's going to be a lot of hard things that happen, but there is absolutely nothing you can't get through. There's nothing that you cannot get through. And you have all of the strength within your heart and within your body, and nothing will stop you.
Oh, thank you for that one, Sophia.
Absolutely.
And then, by the way, I was not able to ask you this one, which I would just backtrack. When you were little, do you know what you wanted to be?
Absolutely not.
Okay.
So you know what's really funny? I wanted to be a male driver.
Ooh.
A mailman, but
Yeah,
a male
carrier.
woman.
Yeah.
I wanted to be a male woman.
Well, that's cool. I mean, you can hardly see them, you know? I mean, I think that's one of the best jobs. Actually, I wanted to work in a post office myself, just to be able to do the address and everything. And I kind of like wanted to work on that one as well, but I guess the path has taken to a different direction. But if I have to, I'll take the challenge. Why not? Because if you can travel, go places, and being able to, because I'm not good when it comes to geography. I'm not really good at it. But
that's also me too. That's why I could never.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it.
And then I don't know how to read maps, but amazingly, my husband is really good with geography and with maps. So he was the one who taught me, and I'm grateful for that one. So kids, if you want to be a mail carrier, a mail deliverer, woman, it's good. And then you can also know and learn the geography, and that's how it's really a good one.
Oh, and you get to meet all of the people and give give treats to the dogs.
Exactly. That's so cool. But what made it kind of different? Like, do you know? I mean, now you're working in a different, I mean, kind of far from what
Oh,
you wanted
yeah.
to be. So, did you ever picture this one?
Well, so the reason why I was like, I just want to be a male person was because everybody, you know, like they were saying, you could be a nurse, you could be a
Yes,
teacher, you could be a
exactly.
lawyer, a doctor. There's all of these options.
Mm.
And I was like, all of these options? I don't know what I want to do. I'm just going to be the one. I just want to be the one that nobody ever says.
Yeah, like making a difference in a different way. It's still a big difference. Imagine if we have no male careers, and I mean, technology now have changed way different. But imagine we used to have male carriers, but what if you're not there? You know, so.
It's important work.
Yeah, exactly. So kudos to the mail carriers. We
Shout
love
out
you.
to the mail
Yes,
carriers.
we love you guys. Yeah. So now that do you like what you're doing now?
I love what I'm doing now.
Okay.
Yeah, and so like, I know it doesn't when you say programs at the library. So the education, the youth department does programs for children.
Yeah.
I do those programs for adults.
Yeah.
So
Okay, not the teens, but the adults like me.
Yeah.
Right? Hey, that's a good one. Go Sophia. At least we
Yeah.
have a program still for adults, so it's not too late. There's always something.
Always.
So kids, if you wanted to be like Miss Sophia, and if you have questions, just send it to me, and it will not be her last. We'll ask her again, and I'm pretty sure she'll answer your questions in a very excited, she's fun way of answering you guys. So again, thank you so much for tuning in, and we just wanted to say, in my country, in the Philippines, good night kids, good night everyone, and good morning coming from here in the United States. So Miss Sophia, again, thank you so much for the privilege of your time.
Thank you.
And then, yeah, we'll have her again. And kids, for everyone, we just want to say bye. Good night.